I love this beanie so much. I'm just telling you, it's an awesome beanie. It's warm. It's black. Has a crown on it. That's a really good sushi roll right there. That's why it's called the Senator Favorite. Because, you know, the senators, you know, they get top-notch everything, you know? So say we had sushi that was like, you know, the average American people favorite, it would just be, you know, like a piece of a turd or something. It would be a turd in the middle of rice that was old and crusty. But it would have these little masago balls on top of it, so it would make it look real nice, you know. But so good, so very good. Don't you paw at me. Don't you paw at me. He just tried to mess with my chopsticks. Cause he is such a turd. He really is. I'm trying not to swear. It's really, really hard though. Like I went to work at one of my jobs, my restaurant job. Man, did not last. But like I'm catching myself though. So that's good. But yeah, it seems like America's on its way out. But I think that there's going to be a significant like counterculture to all this stuff going on. You know, people that have been up to snuff about what's been happening. Those are people that definitely like think outside the box, as lame as that saying is. Because we're aware of what these garbage people do. We know what they're up to. We know all the ways that, like, you know the term regulation? That just means screw you in the ass. That's what that means. So they want to make it seem like they're doing it for the good of the public. That's never true. They never do anything for the good of the public. It's always for the good of the state. Every single time. Okay? Like, for example, cigarettes. I love cigarettes so much. Like, if I could have any addiction in the world, it'd be cigarettes. I love, love, love cigarettes. After the government started regulating cigarettes, they had to badmouth their own products. And after they were forced to do that, because in case you didn't know, you know, if you buy a pack of cigarettes, it's like they have the Surgeon General's warning, and they just tell you about all these different ways that you're gonna hurt yourself, even though it's obvious that, you know, smoking is bad. But since they think that Americans are stupid, which, you know, we are for the most part, I mean, not yours truly, but the majority of people that live in this country are pretty stupid, and they don't read anything. They don't read books, they don't read labels, they don't read ingredients, they just don't believe in reading, except what they're told to read, you know, by their very reliable public school teachers. And so, what was I saying? Cigarettes. So I get excited. Sorry. I know. I eat really weird. I'm embarrassed now. Okay. But after they were forced to do this, the tobacco companies started like putting a bunch of chemicals into their cigarettes to make them more addictive. So that's why you have cigarettes that have like 200 something chemicals in them. It's because of the government. Long G. So they say that they're here to help. They say that, oh, we need to do this to prevent the public from hurting themselves. Like, if the public's going to hurt themselves, let them hurt themselves. They're going to do it anyway, and if they hurt themselves, they deserve that. That's the way I feel about it. Like, all the times that they tell us that they care about our well-being, like, that's just not true at all. It's like the same thing with seatbelts. Oh, we care if you get into a car crash and die, and you're less likely to die if you wear your seatbelt. No, you're more likely to pull me over if I don't wear it, and then you get money out of that. So it's all about money, man. It's just an excuse for them to stick their nose where it doesn't belong, in your vehicle. That's your vehicle. You should be allowed to do whatever you want in your vehicle. It's your property. You know, I just don't get that. I don't get how people can't see that. And they're like, well, you know, it's scientifically proven. I don't care. You don't get to tell me what to do. Prove that. You can't. You know, I'm just saying. I just hate authority. I hate it when people like tell me what to do. You know, it's so annoying. And people that don't mind that are people that don't understand like how that could be used in a bad way. So you might could make the point where like, oh well, this is useful because of this. That might be useful, but later down the line, which you can't see because you're not a bigger picture kind of person, you don't see how that could be used against you eventually. Like a lot of these people are cheering on the fact that Pornhub is losing money, but what they don't understand, and you know, I'm totally against pornography, by the way. That's why I shame people that use it. I just try to make them feel like crap for masturbating to a sex trafficking victim, because that's probably the case. And I think that that's the best way to, you know, get the message across that these things are bad, that porn, abortion, excessive drug use, excessive alcohol use, that's the best way to make people change their ways, is to shame them and to show them the alternative angles that they're not looking at. But anyway, yeah, so I guess they're trying to keep Pornhub from making money. And all these conservatives are like, yeah. I'm like, you don't understand. This will eventually be used against the likes of you. But keep cheering on your status crap. You know, that's the thing. They'll never get it. They'll never get it. It's so frustrating because, like, a lot of these people are really, really smart in so many ways. But everyone's got a blind spot, you know, which is why it's so important to listen to as many different opinions as possible. Look at as many different angles as possible. Listen to as many different sides of the argument as possible. That's why I consider myself to be a Robert Frost liberal. But I don't really like to use the word liberal anymore for obvious reasons. You know, the connotation's not too good these days. But when Robert Frost used it, it made a lot of sense. So Robert Frost liberal, Ross Bart conservative. Heck yeah. No, but I'm reading about counter economics right now. Samuel Edward Konkin III. Love ya. People need to just stop going along with this. Like, I don't understand. Like, why do we keep going on with the same thing? I feel like saying like to both parties, you know, like people on the left and people on the right that are exactly the same. I mean, I don't want to say that because I feel like people on the left are like obviously completely deranged, but I think that people on the right are like just they're so brainwashed in ways that they'll never understand because they pay allegiance to symbols and traditions that are in place because of control. That this in the same ways that like leftists want to control, you know, they've done that on the right. They've done that through religion. And I mean, I'm the first to knock organized religion. I absolutely hate organized religion. It's why I hate church. It's why I go outside and I pray and I talk to God on a regular basis. I'm not politically correct in any form or fashion. I mean, honestly, like you saying that you can't swear, you saying that like, oh, well, you got to say these things and you got to get down on your knees and all that. It's like you're really preventing people from being able to actually have a real, honest, open relationship with their creator, you know? You saying, oh, you have to do it this way. Stop telling people what to do, man. If the only thing that you can say is fuck you, God, if that's the only thing you could say, at least you spoke to him. Think about that. Think about that. You know, but that's a lot more honest than you getting down on your knees and you saying a bunch of stuff that you don't even understand why you're saying it. Screw that, man. You be real. You be real. And you tell him how you feel. If you need to yell at God, I mean, at least that's open, honest communication. And that's all he wants is to have a relationship with you, man. That's why people that they get involved in church, it's like, that's why I don't trust them. Because I don't really believe that they have that kind of relationship with him. And that's why I can tell they're jealous of me, too. I'm like, yeah, you wish you were crazy. Crazy people have an express lane to the Lord. We really do. Because it's the only thing that helps us. And all the other people out there, they insist, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. Talk to the clipboard people. They're so reliable. For $150, you can forget that. Talk to the people with all the pill bottles. They're really reliable. Mm-hmm. They work for the long G. I'm good. But yeah, this whole country, Western civilization, is so obsessed with all these things that are terrible. It'll be their downfall.